Welcome all to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay, and Big E is here. Shalom, Big E. Hello, Jay.
Gentlemen,
How are you?
we all sit here with our trimmed lids, huh? What?
Prana?
Yes, I'm wearing Prana, of course.
It's got kind of a safari look to it.
Does it?
If you had one of those white jungle hats on, you look good
those
out there.
Flat brim,
Yeah, the roundabout ones, and the rounded top. Yeah. Yeah, boy, Prana looks good on you, man.
Thank you.
It really does. Are you guys getting ready for Winter Storm Nightmare 2019?
Yeah, we're planning for it. We're sitting here planning, like, what time should we do the show tomorrow?
Yeah, we're going to have to do it at midnight.
Yeah.
Or at fucking 2 in the morning. I don't know what we're going to do.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I hope to God it's one of those like, oh, 100% this thing is coming. It's going to slaughter the town tomorrow by 8 a.m. You're like, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, noon goes by before the first dusting shows up.
Nary a flake.
Mm-hmm. It's in their best interest to make us, because when else are you going to turn on the news and watch the weather? Never.
It's hilarious when the weather becomes the news.
I know.
Just
slow news day, huh? Yeah.
And then how to shovel without fucking having a heart attack.
No, but don't forget about the old folks.
Yes.
You know, you're just killing them, leaving them sitting in the house. And this might be this time we start seeing the the throw water on the pants and they freeze in an instant outside.
Oh,
you know,
I've
those
not seen that.
Aren't those some of the stories they like to do?
Yeah, that's something they'll do.
Like they love getting the egg out when it's really
Sure.
hot in the summer, and they'll cook breakfast on the hood of a car or something. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they've done the pants one too, and
Wow,
they dip it
I've
in
never
water
seen
and
it.
bring it outside, and it's yeah. So don't go outside with soaking wet pants. I guess is the takeaway.
Showing how water freezes.
Yes,
Amazing.
exactly. And old people just drop dead in their homes all the time too. So make sure you check on them.
You know, I mentioned a moment ago our fine-looking lids. Isis had the opportunity to be Flowbeed last week. I don't think we mentioned that on the show.
I don't know that we did.
What'd you think about that, Isis? Loud to quite loud.
Yeah, I don't even.
Oh, you need earplugs. Yeah, you really do.
Yeah, one, you're right, dude. You need earplugs sitting there, and two, like I don't even care that it didn't do a great job because whatever.
Slow your roll,
No.
son. I don't think it did a terrible job.
It's
I
patchy.
think you can blame your barber more than you can the flow.
Okay, maybe so. But dude, that thing is it's so not as seen on TV
Oh,
to
I
me.
know.
Like it hurt.
again,
It didn't hurt. Not hurt.
I
but
think the
didn't-
Flowbee performed as it's supposed to. I think maybe perhaps your barber.
Here's the thing. Here's what I'll say about the Flowbee. It does a great job of collecting all the hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we had it hooked up to a shop vac. It is loud as hell
Mhm.
because you've got the shop vac going, and then you also turn on the Flowbee unit, which itself sounds as loud as a vacuum.
Yeah.
But it's got this set of clippers that goes, and it's super loud. Probably could have been oiled. That would have helped had we a little upkeep over the last 20 years. But you're right. I mean, I was the barber and I didn't know what I was doing. So I tried to just press as hard as I could on his head.
Yep.
And I think you came up with a dude, just dab at him.
Well, I
dab
think
at
that's what the video shows is they bounce.
Yeah.
And they bounce on the head. And it
So
was
then
like,
I started to bounce, and yes, you did. I had to press hard.
well, remember you had a governor on yours, a useless governor that once it fell off accidentally, we decided, well, let's see if it was really needed. And no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Now, what we didn't know is if it was just it might have just ripped patches of his hair out and left him bloody scalp.
It was a risk we were willing to take at that moment.
Yes.
And it did, like Isa said, it did the job. It's definitely patchy. But,
again, I take that up with the barber more than the machine.
I think the people over at Flowbee had a great idea with the suction of the hair. I think that's great. The
Huge.
cleanup. But my God, man, you've got to quiet this thing down, and you've got to make it a more regular cut.
Is the Flowbee still purchasable outside of like
Only
eBay?
on eBay. I think.
Yeah,
I don't imagine they still sell those units.
well, Jay starts getting frustrated at some point, and he just for no reason he'd all of a sudden just like slam it on E's cheek and just try to shave part of his beard, and he would go ow, and then Jay's just like pushing with there's no rhyme or reason. Like usually they go sides, back, top, whatever, and they blend all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But Jay really had a different technique, and it was really just kind
more
of
elbow grease.
Yeah, just kind of scrape it along E's head.
I scraped and scraped, then I kind of pushed hard at it, and I tried different things.
See how gentle this is?
This is no way.
See the bouncing technique they're doing? You were much faster, much more violent in your strokes.
This guy's doing it himself.
Yeah.
There's no effing way you can do that yourself.
But here's the other takeaway though. Like it did cut the top and bangs and side and it all one length, and I don't know if that was ideal, but it did. But like getting around the ears and the back of the neck,
yeah, there's no way.
Look at these videos. They're
I
not
know.
what it looks like.
No.
Not at all.
But E doesn't care because the most important and my favorite part of the haircut is the gentle neckline that they make with
I love that.
With the what is it? The trimmer.
Yeah.
And it's like zzz, and it's just like, oh yeah, get in there good.
That's what drives me nuts. Where I'm like, I need a haircut where it just starts coming down your neck, and you're like, damn it, man, I need that trimmed right there. And you miss out on that with the Flowbee.
You do. And I offered to do it to E. But he didn't trust that I wouldn't just zigzag and draw a dick in his hairline or something. Which I understand. He's probably right. That was probably a good call. Better safe than sorry. But I'm looking at it going, I need someone to come over and do mine. I need a neck man right now to get that thing and trim me up back there because it's the best part.
Yeah, it is.
Around the ears is cool.
It's great.
But that neckline, when they're like,
love,
fantastic. But yeah, overall, E, I think as far as like never paying for haircuts again, it's not the end of the world. It's not bad.
I would disagree with that, but
you can see the video in our members area.
Yeah, it's in there. So we should probably mention the GoFundMe really quick.
Yeah, has
gotten up to, I don't know, what's that at now? E, a little over 12 grand or something.
Almost 13.
Almost $13,000. And E, I want to thank you. You it was like, Ezus is live. He's doing Facebook Live. It's like 40 minutes later. He's still on there. And he's such a good hype man. He goes on there and I don't know what you were promising or what, but he's on there. And we said last week that we had picked up a couple Darren McCarty jerseys. They're here. They're gorgeous. And Mac, we're going to give away a couple of those to anybody that donates. And we're just trying to hype it up. And so a lot of people jumped in towards the end, names I don't recognize, giving $5 and $10, which we knew would happen. And that's fine. That's fine. So hopefully we can. What do you guys think? Another day? Do we maybe draw a winner tomorrow or something at the end of the show, or do we give people through Monday and then we'll draw it Tuesday?
Let's talk about this off the air.
Okay, because I was thinking we'll give people a last push if they want to try to get in that raffle, and it doesn't matter what you give. Makes us a few more bucks for our project. That's great.
Yeah. Well, you portrayed E as this team player a moment ago, and I just want to read a text string to you indicating how much of a team player he is not.
Yourself.
Well, this was disappointing. I will say.
Fuck yourself.
I said, E, promise to dock with Jerry if people can get us to $20,000. Mike and I will give you $2,000 cash on the spot. His response, I'm not docking with another guy.
Yeah.
I said, Ezus, hold it for 10 seconds and earn $2,000. That's a rate of $720,000 per hour.
Yeah.
Don't be greedy, Ezus. That's way above the going rate, and you know it.
It is.
This is bullshit.
And for Jerry was like, oh, well, God, I'll give you $100 to do it.
$720,000 an hour, E.
Dude, you could always reminisce to people like, well, there was a day when I made like $720,000 an hour at work. I only worked 10 seconds, but, Yeah,
what'd you make at Meyer, E? What'd you make
Doesn't
at Tim
matter.
Hortons?
I don't care.
$720,000 per hour.
I don't care.
Now, I know this.
It was a bullshit offer, and it's ridiculous.
He's offended for
what
real.
is docking anyway?
Docking is the insertion of one man's glands into the foreskin of another's.
Now, I know E was whining, but I figured with some pushing and prodding and some negotiations, maybe we can get him to dock anyways. So I wanted to at least see what we were dealing with because I know E is, his parents decided to cut that turtleneck right off him early on in life. And so it's like, okay, if Jerry isn't circed, game on. You know what I mean? Like if Jerry has a turtleneck, because otherwise we're just tip to tip.
Yeah, and even if Jerry is circed, though, I could see him having a prosthetic.
Okay, would that be acceptable? I'd be okay with that if he had a prosthetic turtleneck.
Just slip over the two of them.
Oh, yes, we built it ourselves. It's custom. It's rubber band elasticy, and it goes right over, and it would fit snugly in there. It's nice. And so while this discussion was going on, Wolfie was here, and Jay, Joel, best of Joel's brother, Jay, because they were working on the custom table, which is now here in the house. It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous.
And so they were made aware as I was sitting and talking to them when the text came in about this wonderful offer.
Our offer of $720,000 per hour to Ezus.
And I could tell by E's stern, fuck you, dude. I'm not docking with another guy. I was like, oh boy. So I laid these terms out, and Jay just goes, oh, I'd fucking do that. And I'm like, yeah, cute. Everybody can say that. Dude, I'd do that for $2,000. He's like, no, dude, fuck yes. I need the money. You give me $2,000, I will abso-fucking-lutely dock with Jerry. Absolutely.
Tip with Gerald.
I was like, really? He's like, dude, I'm not fucking around. I'm like, dude, this is not to be joked with, okay?
Do we have to have a penicillin shot on hand, or
Jake can do whatever he wants. No, that's for him to worry about. And I was like, are you serious? And he's like, 100%. absolutely do it. I don't care. I don't care who sees it, whatever. I would fucking do it. And I'm like, this is great news. I immediately called Jerry because I need to know if he's circed or not.
Yeah.
And I got his machine, of course, and went through the whole
Woof, woof.
woof, bark, chirp, blurk, whatever. And so I said, Jer, and I'm expecting, hi, Mike, is that you?
I've been thinking about Detroit.
Oh, my, I can't wait to visit the quadrupeds. How's Jay? How's Eric? Strange fellow, that Eric. I expected that, but there was no answer.
He needs to be better trained.
There was no answer, and I said, Jer, I need you to call me back at some point this weekend. It's kind of a sensitive topic, but there's potential for a docking situation here when we have you in town.
Docking is the insertion of one man's glands into the foreskin of another's.
Right. And I said, so there's some specific things I need to know about your situation because I'm pretty sure I've got a clipped gentleman over here, and I need to know what your foreskin situation, is. And I haven't heard back from him yet.
Okay.
So I think that's round one. We need to establish that, or if he can get a prosthetic in the next few weeks, because he's going to be in town. Since we got over the 10,000, we reached our goal. One of the things was if we do that, we'll bring Jerry into town to camp out in a tent for a couple nights with Big E and
Eric. I'm cold.
Oh my, hold me, Eric, please. Where's another scarf? My tootsies are freezing.
Sitting in there with a feather boa.
Oh,
it's gonna be awesome.
Dude.
Is he gonna bring his crown?
I don't. Did we
He
send that back
he totally
to him?
should. I
don't
think
remember how
we
that
sent it to, or Kara did. I think she mailed it to him.
There were arrangements being discussed to get the crown home.
We should pay for it to be mailed back.
Yeah.
So that he can don the crown.
Or do we want him to get creative and do something else this time? I mean, he made that crown himself when he got here.
Out of a light fixture.
Yeah, it was like a chandelier, like in her living room that they were, they just moved in and were like, oh, we're gonna.
He's like, I could put that on my head.
I could. Can we get some? Is there a craft store around here? Perhaps a Michael's. We could go over and get some lighting and some glitter. And he built that thing himself, and it lit up. It was fantastic. So, I'd like to see what he can come up with this time. But so we'll definitely be bringing him to town. I will find out if he's circed or not. And I mean, it's probably late in the game, but would it be worth it if it was Jay doing it?
Not me.
Not
Jay.
you. No,
Different
no.
Jay.
No, Jay Best of.
I mean, I don't want to just give out $2,000 to.
I know,
but
you do want to see two men dock. I mean,
two men dock.
To be able to have
my thing was I wanted to see Isis do it. I wanted to video it. 10 seconds. He $720,000 a friggin' hour.
Imagine because imagine the disappointment and shame that comes over E when the moment happens. It goes by in the blink of an eye. It's over, and then we're going 100, 200, 300, 400, 5, and we're all
just making it rain.
And Jay's just standing there right in front of E, just collecting $2,000.
Of course, he has to take a morning after pill and a shot of penicillin.
Sure,
but he'll be fine.
He can afford it now.
Yep.
So
a morning after pill.
Everybody, insurance, we all need it. Most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have or who even provides it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasik from Wasik Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 30 years in the business. He offers all types of insurance coverage: auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. Call Brent Wasik at 734-455-1900. Get a free, no-obligation quote today. Again, that's 734-455-1900.
Lastly, to wrap that up, the GoFundMe for the studio upgrades is still up and active right now. And if you wanted a shot at the Darren McCarty autographed jersey, we're giving 2 of them away. It doesn't matter how much you donate. Anybody that does is in the drawing, and we will do that one day this week. Draw 2 winners, and there's only like 170 donors, so you already have like a 1 in 80, 1 in 90 chance of winning. So really good odds, and hopefully people take advantage of that. Now moving on to other things. I watched some Netflix stuff over the weekend.
Yeah.
I finally got around to watching You. Have you heard of that show? It's a Netflix original.
Have not.
Started watching it a few weeks back for some reason, but then there's a lot of chatter about this show, and so I finally, T-Roy and I sat down and we binge watched the whole damn thing. And E, did you say you saw it?
Yeah, I actually watched it a week ago, I guess.
What did you think?
I liked it.
Yeah.
Describe it briefly.
Except I will say this. I liked it, but I get that it's a TV show, so you have to suspend, real life. But like, there is no way this person got away with these murders, dude.
Yeah.
No way.
There's a guy, he works at a fucking bookstore in New York City, and it's like an old school, like you would think of a bookstore, like
that's all that's left anymore.
Yeah, and it's kind of ratty and run down. It's perfect fucking, hipster place to hang out, whatever. And there's this chick that comes in, and she's a student, college student or whatever, and wants to be a writer. And she gets into this bookstore and ends up talking to this guy, and they kind of hit it off. And so a lot of it is narrated from his voice in his head, and he starts like creeping, stalking her, figures out where she lives, name, Facebook. She's on social media a lot. He's nowhere on social media. And so it's like he sees that she's with the wrong guys. This guy's he's just a socialite with a lot of money. He's treating her like shit, talks shit about her, fucks her and leaves. And so he ends up fucking killing this guy, so he can get in there.
Yeah.
And he's just at the right spot at the right time.
Now I got you.
One of those. And then it's like, oh, what's this guy over here? This chick's being a real pain in the ass. And fucking get rid of this bitch too while we're at it. And so it's kind of Dexterish like that.
That's what I said. Like it's Dexter in the sense that he's in his mind, he's doing it for the right reasons. He's helping this girl. It's all to help this girl, but really he's just murdering people.
Here's the problem I had with this show, because I could get into it. I'd be into it. I'm like, oh, this is really good. And then it's like, he gets into an accident or whatever. He gets clubbed in the head and he's bleeding. He's got a giant gash on his head. And he goes in the bathroom and it's just like, open the thing and there's the Band-Aids, and right behind the Band-Aids is the sewing kit so he can stitch up his head. And it's like, okay, you went into a random person's home and
sewing kit in the
sewing kit
medicine kit
right there.
Right, perfectly right there.
It's like he's in the he's sitting there with a kid in the bookstore. And he's like, yeah, you should move on. The next book I was thinking is, that you should read. He's kind of doing, something by Walt Whitman maybe, or what? In fact, there it is. Frankenstein is the new one, and it's like, oh, you just happen to be sitting in the one aisle where the book is, precisely right behind you within arm's reach.
Yeah, but it's a TV show, and it's like, time, like you don't want to watch a guy walk down the aisle
looking around the aisle.
No, he could be discussing with the young lad as he's walking. He's like, yeah, I was thinking of this thing. Let's go to the F section. And
the murders in the end, though, there's just no way. He's not good enough. That's the only thing that got to me in the end. I liked the story. I liked it overall, but I was like, in the end, I still was like, this guy would not have gotten away with these murders.
Couple other issues I took eases, and I don't want to ruin this. It's still a good show, Jay. I think you should watch it, but it's like, oh fuck, he's in this girl's apartment, and he's kind of digging around, looking through computers, and all of a sudden the door starts to open. It's like, oh shit, runs to the bathroom, jumps into the tub, which has one of those draw curtains or whatever, and he's standing in there, and it's just like, don't make a sound. And all of a sudden she comes in, she's on the phone, and it's like, yeah, Leslie, I'll be out there soon. And she like reaches her hand into the shower and turns the water on, but never looks in there, never opens it up. It's just like blindly reaching as if you would know the hot and cold without looking at where the arrow is. It's just like, oh, come on. And then another one, he's at this house. There's like 3 people there in this mansion, and he's like creeping around and hide behind this door as they go by. And
my gosh.
And I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
You'd so be caught.
You're not selling the show very well, Mike.
I know.
It's hard to
watch
explain
it,
because like I said, overall, I still liked it. Like that's a weird. I did. Overall, I liked it, but it was like, no, just had to suspend some shit.
T and I would look at each other when those moments happened. We'd be like, oh, come on, man. Really? No one's going to see this dude. Boy, those are some non-creaking wood floors if I've ever seen them. Not a fucking squeak at all out of that door as it's being closed. I don't know. But that being said, it's still worth watching.
Yeah. Well, I did some catching up on Ozark season 2. I'm not through season 2, so don't tell me anything. But I'm working my way through. I'm enjoying it.
So you're into season 2.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I finished season 1 when everybody finished season 1.
Did you go back and watch some of it to see where you were?
No, I remembered it. But, dude, I got to tell you, man, if I was Marty, I think I'd give up. There's just too much stress. Marty is Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
Constantly juggling 8 different things. You think he's got one fire put out and another one starts.
It's like, how's he even sleeping?
I just fucking give up, man.
No, I know, but how?
I think go to the FBI and try to trust in their witness protection, realizing you're going to get off at some point. I know
that's not going to work for you.
I know it's not, but I think I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Got maybe another couple months to live. I'll see it through.
Yeah.
Witness protection.
Those guys just mean such business, though. They're not screwing around, and they don't care about your life. If you wrong them in any way, they will take your life.
If I was those kids, I'd so be out of there too. And they're starting, at least the point I'm at, they're starting to think that way. The daughter and son.
Yeah.
And let's buy a van and get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like Russell's watching it with me. He's like, I'd just leave.
Would you, Russ? Would you? With no money, no job, no prospects.
They stole money.
Oh yeah, the kids. Yeah, that's true. They've got millions of dollars stuffed in the walls or whatever. Yeah. I think you need to think about that more, because I think you're endangering your entire family at that point.
Man,
he already is. It's a tricky situation.
No, I know.
it's a bind. It's quite a bind he's got himself in, that Marty.
He really didn't have a choice, man. He thought of that plan on the fly.
Yeah.
He was about to eat a bullet, and it was like
he's robbing Peter to pay Paul like the whole time, just trying to figure this shit out. It's
I think he means well too.
Yeah,
I think Marty means well. I don't think
you're right, Mike.
He wants to be a bad guy and wrong people.
He was the one that was cheated on, right, at the very beginning, right?
Oh, yeah.
She's cheating on him. He's
but he's a pretty dark dude too in a lot of ways. He's a selfish motherfucker.
Yeah.
He doesn't pay attention to that buddy guy who's dying in his basement.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit where he's just blinders on, really only caring about himself, and he has to. Every minute of the day has to be focused on solving this problem.
Yeah,
but there's some great characters on that show. Ruth, the FBI guy. I mean, those are just excellent characters.
Oh yeah, Ruth is the curly haired girl. Yeah, she's great. It's a good show, man. I know people took issue, I think, with season 2 a little bit. I liked it. One documentary that I am so looking forward to.
Yeah, Michael.
Leaving Neverland.
Yeah.
You guys heard about this at all?
Where's it going to be on?
HBO.
Okay.
Coming in the spring, and it is 4 hours long.
The thing is, though, it sounds like there's plenty of people ready to say, no, that's bullshit. That's not the way it happened.
I don't know, man. I'll read you what the critics are saying. And dude, they had grievance counselors at the premieres at Sundance for people that were so fucking freaked out and shocked. I know, right? Shocked.
Sell me on it.
If you went to the premiere of Leaving Neverland and felt the need to then meet with a fucking grief counselor afterwards, shame on you. I mean, it is nice for the story to be like, oh, this is so out there. We had grief counselors on hand, but it's apparently disturbing and leaves no doubt. I know. So it's basically details the sexual abuse allegations against Michael Jackson. It's described as a devastatingly powerful and convincing portrayal of a serial predator. The film centers around the testimony of a couple accusers who got into Jackson's world when they were about 7. Wade Robson and James Safechuck.
Wasn't 1-7 and 1-10?
Something like that.
Yeah,
but between the ages of whether it was 7 or 10 and 14. 14 is really where Jackson
cuts it off.
Jackson, for all the love in the world.
I'm going to move on to a Culkin at this point.
Yep. It's time to trade in for a new car. The lease is up on you, son.
Yeah.
And it's probably the first.
Getting pubes, etc.
The first time they're voiced Peter Brady's once, it's like, oh,
wonder how fast, just out of there. You know what I mean?
Like ooh, it's grotesque.
Like, was it
it's
just
growing
one day?
Into a man.
Was he there one day, and just
cooties?
Probably, honestly, he probably wants the prepubescent shit.
Yeah. IndieWire's David Ehrlich wrote, "You'll never listen to Michael Jackson the same way again. In fact, you may never listen to Michael Jackson again at all." Robson and Safechuck have long claimed that they'd been raped and molested by Jackson at the Neverland Ranch after meeting him when they were 7 and 10. You're right.
I'd never heard of the Safechuck guy, but the Robson guy everybody knows because he went on to choreograph for Britney Spears and NSYNC and shit. Like he's seen around.
He's the reason that Timberlake wrote the song "Cry Me a River."
Oh,
he was the guy that apparently got between Britney and Timberlake.
Really? Okay.
Yes. So this critic writes, "It may not be much of a secret that Michael Jackson acted inappropriately with a number of young boys, but there's no way to prepare yourself for the sickening forensic details presented in Dan Reed's 4-hour special. It's one thing to be vaguely aware of various allegations that were made against the King of Pop. It's quite another to hear the horrifyingly lucid testimony that stretches across the entire duration of this documentary as 2 of Jackson's victims bravely lay bare how an icon seduced them away from their reality, splintered their families beyond recognition, and leveraged their love for him into a disturbing litany of sexual acts." We'll just let you know about a couple of those coming up, and boy, oh boy, not good. So the sexual activities are described as with unnerving candor. He was a serial pedophile who came on as a protector of children. At the center of the movie, though, is the fact that will remain controversial, and they do touch on this. Robson was in the testimony. I think both of these guys gave testimony
for many years.
In 05 or 06, saying, "No, never touched me, never did anything to me." And so that's what fans of Jackson will be like, bullshit, they're liars, these
and
perjurers.
Macaulay Culkin continues to say that, as do others.
It hasn't, what's his name? The vampiric fucking weirdo.
Yes, Corey
Feldman. He's always said.
Deny. But they, it's their truth, right? So they might not be ready to come out as strong as these two gentlemen have.
Sure. Or, just because someone is raped doesn't mean you rape every child you run into.
Right.
He could have had hordes of children there, and all they did was have some punch and play with the monkey and go on roller coaster rides.
Look, listen,
And
anybody who does that shit to their face, who ends up with a detachable nose, is capable of anything.
Yeah.
So he's absolutely capable, in my opinion, of doing these things to these two guys, and then, like you said, just not doing it to two other kids. Who knows?
Yeah. So they say the movie explains quite believably how this happened, that they gave testimony. I'm not sure how they do that, but the critics that saw it are going, yeah, when you see how
Everything
this played out
up.
and lines up, and the stories matching to a T, these kids in separate sworn testimony, not a team. So so they say what's remarkable, part of the remarkable achievements that Reed, gets from making this the way he did is his empathetic skill at providing the proper context through archival footage usually, so that we see the world from the perspective of those boys who were so trusting that they didn't realize what was actually happening to them. Both of them, as well as their mothers, plausibly reconstruct their thought processes, which left them convinced that they could put their faith in Michael Jackson because he was this beloved pop star. Both of them got a standing ovation after the thing. Some people had to leave before the Q&A. Afterward, they were just like,
to go find counseling.
I need to go take a shower or something.
Well, I wonder 4 hours of that.
I want to know what the counseling was like when it says there. No, but you know what I mean? Is it just like there was some tents and a few tables and someone sitting there with a notepad? I mean, are they just like what? How did that work? You know what I mean? If you took advantage of the counseling,
on-site counselors work. I would imagine you'd have some sort of room to go into privately and counsel.
My guess is,
I mean, is it therapist?
Once everybody went,
you're just a moviegoer, and you got to go have.
Could I possibly get into other issues then? Like, could I start just babbling out about
something in my past memories? Now that you mentioned, no, my guess is that once the movie, you went into the screening and they closed the doors, they brought in all those long couches and just set them up side by side, and then they had a bunch of guys in sweaters and bespectacled and just sitting there, just waiting. If anyone needs to sit down, and we'll just start.
Ready and waiting.
Yeah, we'll get into this.
So is this set to? It's going to be on HBO, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to be in 4 parts, or how are they doing?
I think it's two-hour parts.
Okay.
Yeah, it's part 1 and 2. So Robson, for his part, and this had to be fun, describing in court, in his court filing, the abuse he suffered at the hands of Jackson included kissing and French kissing. Already, I'm like, oh shit. Michael Jackson rubbing Robson's panus and having Robson rub his. Jackson masturbating while watching Robson from behind on all fours, naked, with his knees and palms extended like a dog on all fours. Does that mean like this or just like doggy style?
Doggy style.
Doggy style nude.
Yeah.
Jackson's behind him. Boy, oh boy. Michael spreading Robson's buttocks, sticking his tongue into and licking around his anus.
That would be the rim job, Isis.
Yes, thank you.
Can you imagine how confusing to a 9-year-old it must be when it's like, wait, the guy that sang Billie Jean has his tongue in my butthole right now. How did we get here?
Yeah, that's
know what I mean?
That's a definite how did I get here sort of moment.
I mean, for all the money in the world, and I've long said my parents fucked me over. They should have taken $30 million and let Jackson have his way with me for a year. It would have been fine. But boy, oh boy, when you're on all fours naked and all of a sudden, hold still, spread your cheeks.
It's confusing, Mike.
Yeah, it's terribly confusing. So he licked his anus while he masturbated using lotion, the mutual fondling of genitals with their hands and mouths, and more. He also alleges that Jackson lost absolute interest in him when he turned 14. Prior to that, he had told the young boy, "We can never tell anyone what we're doing. People are ignorant. They would never understand that we love each other, and this is how we show it. If anyone would ever find out about our lives, our careers would be over."
What career of this kid?
Yeah, the 7-year-old's career.
And then the other thing is like he loves him, but then obviously at 14 it's out the fucking door.
Yeah,
so
you are dead to me.
Who are these? Like, I get it. We have people that consider themselves fans of our shows. Jackson has plenty of fans all over the world. But who are these people that are shocked and are just like, absolutely under no circumstances do I believe this? It's like, that man moonwalked and he sang Billie Jean, fuck you, Thriller.
Yeah.
No, he did not lick this boy's anus in or around it. Didn't happen. Thriller. Like, how the fuck would you know?
Right.
You're not there.
I'm not, willing to just buy everything that's said in this documentary, but at the same time, I'm not willing to just, dispel all of it. Like, dismiss it.
Well,
couldn't have happened.
I don't know.
He wore a jeweled glove, Mike.
I know he did. He masked his children. You know, I mean,
blanket. He named one blanket.
Yeah. Oh, please, blanket. Shh. Blanket.
My God.
He dangled blanket out a window.
He did.
Yes, that happened. You know, I mean, he put an amusement park in his backyard. There's some things that would make people go, huh.
It was a Pan-like existence.
Seems odd for a 50-year-old man to.
In fact, he had a Mike Lindell-style Peter Pan cardboard cutout in his bedroom.
Yeah.
That one of these boys says, yeah, I used to look at that all the time while we were in bed, staring at this Peter Pan.
So people are like, yeah, well, you said on the stand that didn't happen in 2005. So you're a liar. Don't believe you at all.
It is a good question.
It is, unless what Wade said, Robson or whatever, said of the criticism.
Well, now I'm out of money, so.
Yeah, I need more. I can't dance with Timberlake anymore with the whole Cry Me a River thing. So he says, look, I did not believe that I was forced. I believed that I was a consenting participant in the sex acts. Sir, all those years later, though, you would know that it's not possible for a 9-year-old to consent to getting his butthole tongued by Jackson.
How old is Wayne today?
He's like 30. One of them's 40 and one of them's 36.
Okay.
I think Wade is 36.
So 13 years ago, he didn't have the wherewithal to realize the difference.
So that would have made him 29 or something. Yeah, I mean, yeah, dude, I don't know. Or no, it would have made him younger than that. But
23,
whatever.
26.
23, yeah. Certainly old enough to be able to look back and go, yeah, no, that probably wasn't right to have a 9-year-old, in that position. Among the many disturbing revelations of leaving Neverland, MJ gave one of his young male victims jewelry in exchange for sexual acts. Ooh, jewelry. What 9-year-old wants jewelry?
Well, one of the guys said he loved rings. The kid loved rings, so he loved picking out jewelry with him.
Jewelry. Oh, please. If you let me tongue your asshole again, I will buy you this ring.
I would rather have a portrait of Apollo bathing than jewelry.
Oh.
Is that Apollo bathing?
Is that Apollo bathing? We need to we'll take this one. Picks out $60 million worth of art and pays for none of it. So he even staged a mock wedding complete with vows and a diamond ring.
Yeah. With Wayne or the other one?
I don't know. I'm sure we'll know when the film is there, but that's all it says here. Many common parallels in victim stories, MJ grooming them to hate their parents. An intimate, obviously believable. Let's see. Oh no, hold on. Many parallels. Okay, they hate the parents, women in general, saying God brought us together, and then he would eventually cast them out. Like, God doesn't want us together anymore. And then blow them out. There was a lot of jealousy and hurt. You were no longer special. Jeff Wells of Hollywood Elsewhere tweeted, "Leaving Neverland is a horror film, an intimate, obviously believable, sometimes sexually explicit story of two boys who became Jackson's special friends, i.e. lovers, while their oblivious parents went along. Jackson was a fiend, a smooth predator, a monster." Tapping in on the smooth criminal.
Predator.
Feels sick to my stomach after watching part 1. Michael Jackson's sex abuse victims coming off very credible. It's so sexually explicit that counselors are in the lobby. As critics posted their thought,
what a PR stunt. Isis can't believe it.
I know.
It's total PR.
Great.
Like, why doesn't the next horror movie have doctors on hand just in case there's a heart issue,
I think
I've heard of that before.
Yeah, I think they have. Well, they used to say, was it Jason or was it the guy that played Freddy Krueger? One of those, it might have been Halloween, where it was like, yeah, I couldn't play that role for too long. It was so fucking evil and intense that I needed to walk away after 2 films, and that's why they brought a new guy in to play that role. I was like, really, dude? Really? You've got fucking a grip and a best boy and fucking lighting crews and action.
And you got a big rubber knife,
and someone screaming as you pour ketchup all over him. It's like, nah, too disturbing. I had to step away from the project. No, you didn't. So we can, he says, I understand it's really hard for these people to believe, the fans. Still, this is what Safe Chuck said. We can only accept and understand something when we're ready. Maybe we'll never be ready. Maybe we will. That's their journey. That's their truth. Even at intermission, many fans were shocked. On a 10-minute break halfway through Sundance's Jackson documentary, whatever you thought you knew or were aware of, the content of this movie is more disturbing than you could imagine. And again, we're only halfway through. One of the guys from Daily Beast wrote. John Cooper warns the audience that the docuseries is explicit, involving minors. Healthcare professionals from the state of Utah are in the lobby. Should film goers need to talk. So they brought in healthcare officials from the state of Utah. That's who was brought in.
Gotcha.
Yeah, let's see. One guy in the audience, one member, got so worked up. He was like, I was raped as a child too. And he says, Robson and Safe Chuck are going to do a lot more fucking good in the world than Michael fucking Jackson. They're like,
he did
thanks,
that like
sir.
in the theater.
There's some healthcare officials waiting outside. Might want to chat with you for a minute. Yeah.
Doesn't that have to be a bummer though to have gone through that? Let's assume it's true and not get a settlement like Jordy Chandler did, 23 mil.
Yeah.
You go through the whole thing and you'll get a lot of sympathy from people after this thing, maybe a little financial kick, but $23 million.
Yeah.
Shit.
I know.
Why would you go to this movie, honestly, if you had been if you had been raped as a kid and you felt like that, and you felt
they're the stars of the documentary. It's like McCarty going to that Russia 5
but I thought he was saying
answer questions afterwards and shit.
Wait a minute, I thought he said just a fan goers. Mike said
that was that was someone who watched the movie stood up and
that's
said
my point. Like
that
last that guy. Why would that guy go to this 4-hour documentary about
horror film?
Yeah. That's a good question. After leaving, one audience member says he was molested as a child and that they're going to do a lot more fucking good in the world than Jackson.
I mean, it just seems like, dude, if that, unless it was that, like, it really was, like, he hadn't thought about it since it had happened, and for some reason this triggered it. But if he had any thought, like, dude, what did you think the movie was going to be about?
You should have seen the faces of the audience members during the intermission. They had that look of hollowed out nausea, submerged disgust, trying to hide their revulsion. The Jackson guilt denialists are finished. Jigs up.
Do you think that was a fair, Mike? Do you think that's really what people look like in the?
Who knows? I mean, these are all the critics, though. You know, there's usually one dipshit in there that's like, I didn't find it believable. It lacked an artistic fucking whatever, you know. But these guys are all like, oh shit, absolutely horrifying.
Well told.
You thought you knew the story, you didn't. He put his tongue in a kid's butthole.
Yeah.
Fuck. So we did hear, and I know you'll want to hear this. Jackson's nephew, Taj, who's Tito's boy.
Taj. I'm going to go with Taj.
Taj. He voiced his disgust to all the sponsors of Sundance. I suggest you do your own homework on Wade Robson and James Safechuck. By supporting their lies, you are now part of this, and we will remember that when everything implodes. You can't plead ignorance anymore. I'm sure there are some credible films that will be premiering and showing, films that people put their hard-earned money and life into, but Sundance is jeopardizing these films to accommodate, promote, and showcase a film that stars two proven scam artists.
God, the failure to get a settlement like Jordy Chandler, again, like, it's twofold. Not only did you get that money, not get that money when you could have, but now you're being called a fraud and all this shit by these millions of fans who don't want to believe it. It's a brutal place to be for these two.
It is. But I don't know, the whole thing, if you try to take out, because it's like, oh, he never had a childhood, so he's making up for it, and he's Peter Pan. You know, he wants to watch movies and eat popcorn, but it's like, it's really hard to, like anybody else, it was just like 50-year-old Bill. It was like, yeah, I've just got these kids coming by the house and hanging out, we're taking naps, you know, we're hanging out.
Right.
Like, you would just be like, oh, fuck yourself, Bill. No, nobody believes you.
Yeah,
we're just watching some movies, you know, playing with the monkeys and whatnot.
Who wants to grow up? Nobody wants to grow up.
I feel like Peter Pan, to be honest with you. And so I got these guys here, and we're just having some fun. Boys will be boys.
Yeah.
You wouldn't take it, but it's like, why is Jackson in photos throughout his house with a fucking 7-year-old?
Yeah, no, his whole persona. But even back then, man, people were scratching their, like, I thought that was fucking weird as a little kid.
Oh,
you know?
yeah,
like,
totally.
Whoa, why is he hanging out with like kids my age, you know?
Yeah, I remember early on thinking, how cool is that, man? He's got Jackson's jacket on, like, as a fan, not fully understanding.
Wait, say that
like,
again? He's got Jackson's jacket.
Jacket, yeah, like the zipper jacket,
yes, the
red
zipper,
one.
sure.
It's like, dude, if I was hanging out there,
yeah,
I'd be wearing that jacket and fucking playing with monkeys and video games. It'd be the greatest existence ever. But you're too innocent mentally to even comprehend that his tongue might end up in your butthole at some point
That's
that day.
the grooming process.
Yeah, I know.
He's a master.
For me, it was like, dude, I'm just gonna hang out with the guy that wrote Thriller, not get rim jobbed by him.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Did the salad get tossed, or was it just rim job?
As far as I can tell, and I looked, I did. I heard no mention of syrup or dressing involved in the tonguing of the asshole at all. But boy, oh boy, it seems like if you were gonna lick an asshole out, eat one out, stick your tongue in there, you would want some syrup or nice ranch dressing. right?
There are people who don't want to do other things. If you want ice cream, you don't go to a barbecue shop.
Because let's be honest, dude, there's very little on this planet that ranch or ketchup doesn't enhance. Maybe even buttholes.
I gotta believe it would, yeah.
I mean, if you were forced to eat a butthole, wouldn't you want ranch or ketchup there instead of just pure, ketchup, untouched, dried butthole?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Poop flakes.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, it's that beautiful time of year when you have hockey, you've got basketball, you got the Super Bowl on the near horizon. Why not head on over to the Hamlin Pub, watch your favorite team on one of their numerous TVs, and enjoy sports specials like the $7 medium hand-tossed pizzas, boneless wings, or the Nacho Supreme. Of course, these specials are good at all 5 Hamlin Pub locations, those being Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, and the 2 in Shelby Township.
Boy, these I don't know if you read that piece in the Atlantic last week about Singer, the movie director. Was it Bryan Singer? Is he the one that Bryan Singer. Usual Suspects was his first big film when he was younger, and Valkyrie, Superman Returns. He's done 4 of the X-Men movies. And he did most of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Gotcha. And then he got
3 weeks left or something. He was canned.
Yeah.
And
was he one of the #MeToo things that happened? Or no? He was okay.
Yeah, he's a homosexual male in Hollywood, and it's just one of these long running, like, holy shit, this dude is into young fucking boys, and but he keeps getting work, and it's like, how are some guys? Is it just like, if you're a Trump supporter, maybe you throw everything away if you just say the wrong thing, but you can fondle kids if you make killer movies?
That's crazy.
It's just like, where are we drawing this weird line? And people are starting to come out pretty bigly against this guy now, but he signed like a $10 million 4-picture deal recently with one of the movie houses. No, I'm not kidding. And so the Atlantic does this in fucking depth. I mean, this is a 10-page printed no pictures article about these kids, and like, there's so much of their accounts that are just like, yep, that is the layout of his house, his Hollywood mansion. Yep, that is the car that he was driving in. Yep, that is the fucking school where they shot that film. Yep, that is the layout of the locker room where this, when it's like,
all corroborating each other.
Oh, yeah.
That's damning.
Oh, it's like,
there is a birthmark on his dick, that sort of thing.
Yeah. They all say, oh yeah, he absolutely knew we were under 18. This one kid's 15 years old when they had sex at a party at the director's house, and they're giving him fake names, and we'll call him Andy, shit like that. And it emerges of this guy. The story, that the portrait that comes out is like vulnerable teenage boys, all estranged from their families. He's aided by friends and associates, so he's got so much power that this is what he's able to get away with. And so he's doing this movie, and it's like they're filming at this school in Los Angeles, and I won't go through all the details. It's just, you get the point, right? But it's like, the little kid is sitting there at the urinal, and Bryan Singer walks in and is just like, wow, you're gorgeous. It's like, okay.
God.
It's like, how would you like to be in this movie? I need a boy to blah, 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 blah. And he's like, okay, yeah, sure, I guess. And so his dad drops him off the set, and he's like, all right, filming over here. And it's like, there's like sheeted off like 2 rooms in the gym, this side and that's, and he's like, all right, you come with me. Oh, well, not by the craft table. No, I'm going over here. Oh, and he's like, I need you to take your clothes off, put a robe on, and just sit there and wait. It's going to be a long day. And then he would just like pop in every time 2 hours later, the kid's just sitting there nude in his robe. And he's just like, oh yeah.
His dad just drops him off. Oh, you said that there was these were situations, a lot of them were broken families or something?
Well, some of them were, but yeah, no, these kids though, this one happened to be shooting at this middle school or something in Los Angeles where the kid went to school. So they go have basketball practice. They just see a bunch of film trucks.
Yeah.
So the kid's there after practice, bumps into Singer. He's gorgeous. I'll put him in the movie.
Gotcha.
Really just kind of put him in a.
Next thing he knows, he's in a knee-high terry cloth robe.
He's sitting there, and it's like, all of a sudden, 2 hours later, cut, and they'd be like, 15 minutes, everybody, and then Singer would go
7 to 9 minutes. That's all he needs, right?
He'd go in there, and it's like, so I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, he's just rumbling my fucking balls.
Really, just Captain Queegan him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Comes in, he's like, hey, how are you? I'm like, I can't remember his exact words. He's like, come back here. He directs me, grabs me, takes us in this back area. He reached through the towel flaps and grabbed my dick and balls and started masturbating it. Then he rubbed his front part on me. He did it all with a smile. And he says, you're so good looking. I really want to work with you. I have a Ferrari. I'm gonna take care of you.
This would all be so confusing.
Have a Ferrari.
You're 15.
I was like, me and my buddies were hooping it just like an hour ago.
But Ferraris are cool.
Ferraris are dope.
And my dick feels really good right now.
Get those flaps out of the way. That's
God.
flaps.
What the hell?
Jiggle your dick and balls. Yeah. So they get lawyers and they're like, yeah, way too much time's passed, man. You should have said something about the whole dick fondling years ago. Now,
oh man,
he's fine. But yeah, dude, this gets into like special projects being built for like, we're starting a new media outlet. And it's just geared towards,
Oh boy.
Teenage young boys basically that are troubled.
I'll be darned.
And really focused on the gays because they get mistreated, and it's like next thing you know, people are showing up and like, yeah, we're having a staff party for the new channel we've built here, and it's like. These people would show up, these investors and producers and stuff, and it's like you open the door, you look in the room, and there's like, why are there like 50 fucking under 15-year-old boys shirtless? And it's like, whoop, you guys over here to this room. That's
oh my gosh,
why are we being directed to a different party in the mansion? What the fuck is going on here? So there's like the adult wing, and then the
ancient Rome going on over there.
Oh, but how does this not get out? How do people have so much power that it's like, you're in Hollywood and you're comfortable just being like, yeah, no, I know I saw him fucking boys, but whatever. He makes great movies. I mean, hello, X-Men, Valkyrie. Hello. Jesus. Anyway, I need to take a shower now. You guys are getting excited for the Super Bowl?
I guess, yeah. Why not?
I am.
Do you have any views, any thoughts, like who's going to win or...
Look,
you
dude,
guys
I
haven't watched much.
I'm just going to go ahead and assume the Patriots will win just because
I think
the
Patriots are going to fucking smash the Rams. Honestly, that's what I think is going to happen. But
I hope so.
Yeah, in hindsight, I sort of wish Breeze and the boys got it done there. And it was Breeze v. Brady and have that sort of storyline. And see the two older guys go at it.
I would have liked Jared Goff v. the Kansas City Mahomes.
Yeah,
I would have
liked either one. I think this is honestly my least favorite matchup out of those four. Going in, I was like, oh, okay, this could be interesting. These four teams.
Yeah.
And this is the one like,
I look at it and it's just like on paper, like what does New England do? New England is famous for one thing, and it's like, oh, you got Barry Sanders? Well, let's shut him the fuck down. And then you beat us how you do. If you got a great running game, they'll take that away. Aaron Donald, they'll take Aaron Donald out of the game. That's what they'll do. So that pass rush. And then you look at the Rams, they play basically zone defense. And I don't know how you stop Edelman and Gronk playing without manning up. I don't know. So I just think this game will get away early, but we'll see. That's why they play the game, Jay.
That's right, Mike.
You know what I mean? Any given Sunday.
Yeah.
Even Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah. The Saints fans are still.
Oh, dude, you should be.
I know.
I mean, you've been robbed of a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Absolutely robbed.
Yeah.
It's like 90% sure that would have been a different result, right?
The stat said 98%.
Oh, 98.
Okay.
I didn't even see that stat.
98% chance of winning. You give 2% for a bad snap or a shank kick. Sure. That's it. But there's a couple people that have filed lawsuits against the NFL.
Season ticket holders or something saying we got cheated.
People that were in the stadium. Yeah, people that were there that demanding refunds for the whole stadium. Shit like that. And so we mentioned that weird rule where the commissioner has the power to
basically step in.
Right.
He could make him replay the game, right?
Yes.
Is that what you're getting at?
Yes, he could make them replay the game or just pick up from that moment. He could make them play that last minute 40.
Do that. Yes, do that.
I know. Wouldn't that be great?
Yes.
So it's like, but it would delay. It would cost so much money. I'm like, no, I'm fine. Delay the Super Bowl. Let's move it back a week. Let's play the last minute 44. Get the crowd all back in there and play this out.
Delay the Rams preparation, I guess, is what. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people are pissed off that the league, especially Goodell, has not said anything publicly.
God damn it, Goodell.
God damn it, Marcel Goodell. But honestly, I'm thinking, what could he possibly say? I mean, the officials have already said we fucked that up.
Yeah, but if he says we fucked up, then it begs the question, well, then make it right. You can make it right. Why don't you go do this?
Yeah.
Oh, well, delay. Okay, fucking delay it.
Yeah, I know. And I don't know what else that rule would be in play for. Like if there's this weird article that
it's probably just a catch-all just to give them the power to do something, right?
So I'm trying to think though what that would be like if a truck fucking came running on plowing through the field and ran your quarterback over and is like, oh man, this is out of all our control.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Everybody agrees. In fact, they gave the cornerback that hit the Saints receiver.
He's been fined. Yeah,
he's been fined like $27,000 by the league for
it's
helmet.
total recognition that he absolutely fouled him.
So this legal filing, NFL Chief Financial Officer Joseph Seclair said replaying even a few minutes of that championship game would force a delay for an event that demands an investment more than $100 million. The affidavit he submitted by the NFL to get one of 2 pending lawsuits.
Okay, that is stupid for me to say. Well, then just delay it. You can't delay the Super Bowl, but you could meet at at another field and finish that shit up.
Yeah, I mean,
fly all the Rams over to New Orleans. Don't even open it up to the fans. Just fucking get it done.
Because here's what it would require. You're talking about minute 45 left on the clock. Rams have 1 timeout, and if that penalty is called, that takes it from the 10, half the distance to the goal, 5. You're at the 5-yard line. It's first down. Minute 45, they've got 1 timeout.
Mm-hmm.
So you could literally 3 snaps, taking a knee. They burn their 1 timeout.
Yeah.
We're past the 2-minute warning. We wind the clock down to 5 seconds.
Why are we even talking about it?
And then kick the fucking ball. Kick the ball.
It's like an hour. Take an hour out of our day.
It would take you longer to get dressed in the locker room than to complete this game, you know?
No, because then what happens is New Orleans wins, and then they're like, fuck, well, we don't have time to prep.
Yeah.
And the Patriots are going, shit, we prepped for the Rams.
Yeah. The field's already painted.
Let's see what an NFL game looks like without prep.
Yeah. Cool. I'm all in. So anyway, they said this is their first formal response by responding to this lawsuit. And so what they want, I guess, maybe you know what this means, Jay, but there's rules as far as like being in state courts versus federal courts. And one of them is if both parties aren't in the same state as the filing, and if the result of payment that you're going after equals more than $5 million, you can automatically get it thrown to a federal court. If that makes sense.
If you have diversity of citizenship, it'll give you federal jurisdiction.
Yes.
So you'll have jurisdiction to go into the $5 million, though. It's $75K. You just need to ask for $75,000 or more.
They say the parties are from different states, and the amount of damages sought by the plaintiffs exceeds $5 million. So I don't know. Okay,
so they're past their $75,000.
So they said, so a demand by the plaintiffs for the league to issue full refunds to 72,475 ticket holders well exceeds the benchmark on its own. The average ticket price hovered around $230 a ticket for that game.
Dude, they really should have reacted quicker than this. And this is so bad.
Yeah.
They're absolutely – there was nobody on the planet who looked at that and said that that's not a penalty.
Including the guy that caused the penalty.
Man.
Immediately after the game.
You should have finished that game, and you should have brought him out within an hour and said, Goodell should have been on this and said, this is going to be major problem here.
Yeah.
We've changed the course of league history here. Mm-hmm. We've got Drew Brees, an outstanding top 5 quarterback all time.
Top 3, 4.
Okay, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, you've got legacies involved.
And this is the way this guy's going out. Mm-hmm. No, man, this is wrong. He should have turned it around, and it would have been fucking crazy.
It would have been
crazy as hell, but it would have been the right thing to do.
What would that be akin to? Like, what? I'm trying to think.
There's never been anything like it.
Yeah, right.
No,
there hasn't.
Yeah.
I can't think of one.
But you just go whistling past the graveyard like, oh, well, this will just go away. No.
Yeah.
Everybody knows this game's a farce on Sunday. The Rams shouldn't be there.
Well, we're going to get better rules after this.
More rules in this league. This league has so many fucking rules, man.
They're going to change.
How about this? You throw a ball out on a pitch, have 2 goals, no hands, everybody. Score on the opponent's goal. How about that?
No, that's not going to work in this country. Pull that shit in another country, but not here.
The whole world, but not here.
In the whole world.
The rest of the world,
here.
Not here.
Not here. So, but people demanding something from good. It's like, what can he possibly say now that makes this better? Just go, it fucking sucks, man. I wasn't even at the stadium, but that surely looked like pass interference to me. The thing that I think they'll do, though, is going forward, this it's never made sense where it's like, this play you can review, this play you can't.
Too many rules.
Inside of this many minutes, you can't. It's like, dude.
The more I think about it, Mike, before you get to your point, what I mentioned last week, take away video replay, take away all replay, and just go, it's how they're calling it on the field. That's it, and just be done with it.
I'd be cool with that.
It would speed up the game, dude. It would speed up the game.
I would do that for a half, even 3/4.
And then you just live with it. You just live with, all right, that's what the crew said. Yeah, they got it wrong. Yeah, but you know what? We've got fucking 30 refs around. They try their best. How many refs are on an NFL field? Like 8 or 9?
Yeah,
or something?
Probably 6.
It's insane.
Something. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, dude, but I think what you'll end up seeing is because what you're doing when you throw a challenge flag is you're saying, I disagree with that play, and you fucked it up, and it's going to be obvious when you look at it. I hate the idea of, and I've said it 1,000 times on this show, I hate the idea of like, well, it's got to be evidence to overturn, guaranteed.
You have a problem
blah,
with the
blah.
standard of review.
It's
you
like,
want it to be all
dude,
de novo review.
I just want it to go, oh, okay, now you watch that at full speed. Nobody can see in a blink of an eye, in a blur of a moment, exactly what happened. You think it was a bullshit call? Let's wipe the call.
It is
Pick it up
weird.
from here.
Why do they give discretion to the call on the field?
Yeah.
Why don't they just look at it anew?
50% of the teams on this field are saying bullshit. All right, so we start from scratch. You got 10 high-def cameras on it, and we make a judgment call.
It's not the solution, Mike. The solution is, and it's better for your game, get rid of video replay.
No.
Get rid of it.
No. You can't. There's too many important plays that happen where you're like, oh, man, yeah, that motherfucker fumbled the shit out of that ball.
It's a disjointed as fuck game, and it's just going to be slowed down more and more unless you get rid of it. Isis, what say you?
I'm starting to lean on Jay's side in a way. I don't really agree with it. Like, I don't really, but I get it, and I think that you're not. I'm thinking about it more, and I'm agreeing with you more.
Look, dude, the first time you're watching a Lions game, and
you just have to accept it. You just have to go,
they won't accept it.
They accept shitty calls that aren't overturned or aren't reviewable now.
Yeah.
Or dumb rules like the whole completing the process rule.
Right.
I mean, there's so many, dude, just let them fucking call it on the field and be done with it.
Yeah, I think more people would be pissed because you'd find more times than not, you don't remember the times it went your way, but you'll never forget the bullshit. That guy's knees were not down. We all saw it. He fumbled on the 4-yard line. Lions picked it up and went in for a touchdown. Ended up winning that game, and we got fucked.
You know what it would turn into?
And everybody knew it.
Is everybody would review the refs before, like, oh, Bill McCreary hates the Wings.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, he fucking hates them. Great. Got McCreary again.
Why couldn't we have Red Cashton back out here? Now, that guy was fair.
Yeah.
That guy played by the rules.
No, that's what it would become. It'd become this review of, oh, shit, what crew do we have?
Oh, fucking Jerome Boger. Fuck.
Yeah.
We're screwed.
Yeah, we're screwed.
Guy hates the Lions, man.
Hockley's out there with his friggin' guns.
Fucking roided up Ed Hockley out there.
Is he still in the league?
His son is now too.
You're kidding.
Dude, how big of a bummer would this be if your dad is just like the Incredible Hulk
Jacked.
out there just fucking, he's got his
He wasn't always
skin.
like that, by the way.
He's got his jersey is it's painted on skin tight. And he's just like, yeah, it's a fucking first down. You know, he can't wait to fucking illegal offsides. And he's just shredded. And his kid's kind of just like, meh.
Really?
Yeah.
It's more into cardio.
Yeah, look at Ed Hockley's son.
Freaking triceps, man. Yeah. That's what always got me. Look at him just hanging there.
Yeah, he's just fucking,
Sort of like a McMahon situation from the WWE, where he wasn't always like that. You know, they started out normal, and then they're like, shit, man.
He was always in shape, but he took it to the next level.
He really did.
Where he could even pull off a pink whistle.
Oh,
and
I didn't even notice it, Mike. I was staring at those guns.
Yeah, he's looking at his tries and his lats.
First down.
It's like, God, you know what? I wouldn't even know breast cancer existed, but thank God the Ed Hockleys of the world are bringing awareness with that giant pink whistle. It's amazing. Amazing. Yeah, see if you can find Ed Hockley's son.
I'm going to be less than impressed, huh?
Yeah, well, you're just going to go, wow, if that's your dad, you got, like, I get it. Trying to live up to the old man is not always easy, and
hey, everybody.
This kid is failing for
Hamlin Pub, as you know, recently rolled out a new menu. Well, try their new culinary creations, which include Southwest Cobb salad, candied Brussels sprouts, Korean steak tacos, chicken share, or the big brisket sandwich. Or you could start your day with an award-winning backyard Mary Bloody Mary, of course. You can get these at all 5 Hamlin Pubs locations: Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, and the 2 in Shelby Township.
Did you find them, E? There you go.
That's the younger Hockley?
Yeah.
Nice fit, but he's not.
Yeah. I wasn't taking shots at him. It's just like when your old man is Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, and you come in, you know, looking like that. It's like, you know, he's not fat. He's not anything.
He's fine.
Probably works out.
Yep.
You know, definitely does some treadmill action or some cardio, but
you're right.
He doesn't have the
little bit embarrassing. It's a little bit embarrassing.
Just a bit, right? And I would have gone into a different field.
Are you guys more apt to accept the new referee outfits? Remember when those first came out, the more skin tight?
Yeah.
Do those still bother you, or are you like kind of you don't notice them anymore?
I'm trying to remember.
That was brutal, dude. When they first came out, I was like, oh shit.
They used to be way baggier.
Yeah.
Something happened in our officiating crews. Like umpires in baseball just used to, by and large, just be fat. They were just big fat guys.
Yeah.
Especially the home plate ump.
Oh my God.
It was just big giant guy. Now you got the big padding on still, but it's just a skinny little guy back there. And refs too. Didn't refs kind of used to be fucking out of shape, kind of making their running down the sideline with a big paunch?
I think Hockley changed a lot of that.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Where it was like he was just showing up as other guys.
But everything's more form fitting now. Like I was watching a replay of I actually got stuck watching some Pro Bowl, some of the skills competition stuff.
Me too.
And they kept running this thing where they're showing the Desmond Howard, how he won the MVP in Super Bowl, whatever, Brett Favre's final Super Bowl or whatever it was. And just watching how big their pads are, even then. Yeah. And how big their jerseys looked. And everything's so freaking slim now, you know, and just and it's the refs as well. I think it would look weird to go back to the ref style we had before.
Well, it's funny if you look at like this week, this whole week they're playing. If you go to like the NFL Network, it's like Super Bowl highlights things where they're doing a half hour on Super Bowl 1, 2, 3, 4, all of them, and they'll get through all 52 that we've already had, and it's. You know, it's just on in the other room, and I walk in, and it's like
see them develop through the years.
Watching like the Rams and Titans, which is not even that long
ago. Seem like that long ago.
And it's like the shoulder pads on these guys
and
the
turf
linebackers
they're on.
Yes,
that's shocking to see the Superdome turf of that Patriots Green Bay game. Like, ugh, that looks awful. It looks like the old Silverdome turf.
Oh yeah, and seeing like Junior Seau's shoulder pads or Mike Singletary, and it's like. Dude, these just giant fucking things. I don't know how those guys moved.
Right.
You know, I like it better now, but back then, if you saw some guy with his jersey like wrapped around his
little tiny guy, what a dork,
tiny shoulders, you'd be like, what a queer. Right. Get him off my field.
Yeah, no thigh pads. Or
And now you look at who's the quarterback? He was with the Vikings last year. Sam Bradford.
Yeah.
And he's the only guy like in the league that doesn't have his
jersey. The looseness looks weird.
And it's just hanging down. It's like, oh my God, get him off the field. Get him off. He's an embarrassment.
Put a rubber band around that shit.
Jesus Christ, he's embarrassing his whole family. He's embarrassing the game. Get him out of here. Someone take him out.
Get out of here, Bradford.
Fuck Bradford. Jesus. Anyway, let's take a quick break. Yeah, look at that. Shame on you, son. Shame on you. Even this, like the team is gone. The jersey ends here.
Yeah.
That's why we put the stripes where we did. The jersey ends there. And he's like, no.
God, it's weird that he would find that comfortable.
I need sleeves. And they're like, just tape more purple at the bottom. Just give him 6 inches of purple for no reason. Whatever.
Brutal.
Terrible. All right. Let's take a quick break. The NHL All-Star game. We got a couple videos.
Yeah.
About
see some of their tech that they use.
Yeah. See if it's an upgrade. We were watching the Glow Puck video last week. So we'll take a look at that and more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the show. Mike and Jake. And remember the farmhouse you used to go to, Jay? I think you were on the news there, or saw the news cameras over there, the one down the street, the coffee shop.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, they had to shut down when they doubled the rent.
Oh, okay.
Beth emailed me and was like, hey, I don't know if you saw this, but they're opening back up at a new location.
Okay.
Jeans Hardware.
What?
Yes.
How's that
No
going to
way.
work?
I have no
Like,
idea.
the only reason that place worked to me is that
It
some
was
of those
quaint and it was
Right,
nice.
you
You
kinda
could
walk
stroll
there.
down.
Totally agree, boys. Totally agree.
like,
Like,
that's
Yeah.
not going to be a place that
It's
people
not a
go.
destination
It-
coffee shop.
it
Like,
needs to be in Mayberry.
does.
You know what I mean? It needs to have that. Like, ooh, let's walk down for a nice ice cream in the summer.
You know what? We're going to advertise pothole ice cream because, we just want to put some smiles on faces.
That's what we do.
If you've hurt your car in a pothole this spring, come on down. We'll give you a fresh scoop of pothole ice cream.
I mean, they could go into a Milford.
Channel
or
247 can't wait to just rush over there and blow them for
Yeah.
such a genius marketing.
Fucking lame.
They could maybe go
local
into a
media.
Milford or something,
Ugh.
but dude, that location of where you're saying if it's gonna be at the jeans, dude, that's not no one's gonna go there.
Ugh, well, don't shut this down entirely. We don't know, but it seems on its face that it's going to be hard to get people to. Let's grab the kids and just bundle up and go down there for a nice cup
not-
of cocoa.
They're going
You
to
know,
call it the farmhouse, are they?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Well, what's going in the farmhouse?
I don't probably.
You know what
yoga.
I need? You know what I
Probably
need?
yoga
A
thing.
coffee shop to be there.
Right.
Exactly. You know what?
What
What else
Starbucks
would have been nice? Fucking the Market Basket that they took out that was next door.
Oh, that
Dude.
pretentious little
Stop.
market with
How dare
bushels
you.
of apples.
How dare you,
They
Chef
literally,
Carl?
literally,
Chef Carl, what?
they would pull bushels of apples out.
Yeah.
And you
That's
could
dynamite.
buy the apples by the bushel.
But you could go in there and see Chef Carl and be like, "Ooh, what do we have today, Carl?" He'd be like, "Oh, welcome, come on in." And he'd have these he'd kebab it up,
No.
chicks and kebabs, and they were fucking huge. And it was just like, put them on the grill, and
Yeah.
and it was like, oh, it was amazing.
Yeah, I guess.
Expensive, but amazing,
Yeah.
And so that's what you need. It was nice to
Nice
have
little-
that down the street where it's like,
I think
you want to run and grab a thing of milk, but you don't want to go to fucking Walgreens.
Well, that's the thing, dude. When Isis, you don't drink coffee, but I'm always like, all right, shit, I'm past the McDonald's I always go to get my $1.09 coffee. Now what am I going to do? The Big B closed down the street. The
Yeah.
farmhouse closed. Like, I'm not going to Starbucks. What am I
Yeah.
going to do? I'm not waiting in line at this McDonald's. This one over here sucks.
Farmhouse.
I can't anymore.
I know. It's terrible.
it actually does shock me. I mean, I understand that like real estate is what it is, and people want to charge, and if they think they can make money. But honestly, how Franklin is, it shocks me that they didn't just make a deal where those things fucking stayed there somehow. Like, I would just think some rich
Dude, it
person in this
happens
town
to-
would even just be like, no, dude, we still are having this fucking little thing because that's Franklin.
It's
Jesus,
happened
that's
to-
very socialist of you.
I know,
And it's
I know.
happened to a shitload of bars, like in Royal Oak, bars that were there for a long, long time, and the owner's like, "Oh yeah, now this property."
no, Royal Oak, but
shut up, Jesus. Where the property's more valuable than when you got the lease 20 years ago, and now they double the rent.
Yeah.
And it's like all of a sudden you went from paying $10,000 a month to $20,000. You can't.
That makes sense to me. I get that anywhere else. I just think with Franklin and how it is and how they have their little post office, I just would think that somebody almost would have just made sure, like, no, I want this because
Yeah.
it seems like that's why you're in Franklin.
Yeah, no, I know, dude. I
That's
know.
more what I'm
And-
saying. Royal Oak doesn't shock me. Yeah, of course.
And it seems like there's only one of those things here. God, this is a pretentious conversation.
Sure is.
It really is. You know what I mean? But it's like, no, you don't need another fucking yoga thing. It's like, dude, you need a coffee spot. Christ's sakes.
I think a yoga thing took over your little market, didn't it?
No, the market's empty still.
But I think
right?
it's coming soon, E.
A yoga place to that
Yeah, I think that one of the signs out there. so one
Downward
of them.
dog, bitches. Downward dog.
Mhm. And I'll ride my bicycle by and look in the windows and see if I can't catch a nice glimpse of a downward dog here now and again. But that's it.
That's
That's
your
it.
bicycle.
Yeah. I mean, my car. Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Did you see this story over the weekend, Jay, of the school? I think it was a middle school where they strip searched kids, four
did.
black girls.
Yeah.
Strip search, and I don't know what the rules are for most schools. If it's pretty standard, where it's like, yeah, like no matter what, let's
Man,
not
I
touch
would-
their dick and balls. or
Yeah,
their
I wouldn't
titties.
think schools would want to be in the business of strip searching kids.
Yeah, they're
I
claiming
think
you
you'd
know.
want to farm that one out to somebody.
Yeah, well, and they've got rules. It's all about protecting the kids and all that. So that's why we act immediately. They're denying that kids were strip searched. The kids at the town hall meeting did not go well. As the parents and everyone was freaking out, and I guess these these girls were acting a bit giddy at lunch. And anytime you see a group of kids acting giddy, well, they're up to something. And so they're like, must have some sort of contraband on them. Let's take them in the other room. And that's what they said. And so I'm reading it. I don't know what to believe because the school's like, no, that's not how it went down. But, I've got a chart here of what happened to each girl.
Oh.
So 4 12-year-old black students strip searched by Binghamton City School District faculty, East Middle School, and student A.
Do we know the race of the strip searchers? Oh, we should know that, Mike.
Don't know.
We
or
should
the
know
sex. That. Yeah, we need to know it. Because if they're like mustachioed, creepy, chubby white guy, that's a problem, right?
If they're black adult women,
then it's okay.
Well, part of this story is that there are 4 young black youths, right?
Yeah, I mean, conducting strip search of 4 black middle school students in New York. I know. I love when they do that because it's like, okay, would this story be less offensive or better if it was 4 white kids or 2 white girls and 2 black girls? What does it matter?
Inject race into everything.
Right. Student A, and they've got a little picture here so we can get a visual of what panties and bras look like. Made to remove shirt, pants, and second layer of leggings, searched in bra and underwear.
Yeah, if I'm a school official, not going there, man.
Go right inside the bra and just jiggle a titty, jiggle the other titty.
Little motorboat.
Yeah. Student B, made to remove shirt and outer pants, searched in leggings and bra, just gave it a made sure nothing fell out the bottom of the bra. I'm assuming that's how that works. Student C, made to remove shirt, searched in bra, and pants. I don't know if that's underpants or pants. You can see it appears that she still has pants on, where this one's pantied up.
Yeah.
And then the last one.
Yeah, I'm a visual learner, so that's
helpful.
Interesting, that diagram.
Student D, searched in clothing, received in-school suspension for refusing to remove shirt and pants. So that 12-year-old was like, no, dude, you're not going in my bra and my panties. Forget it. So their rule says a student may, under current law and policy, be searched in a school building by an administrator. These searches involve an administrator requesting a student to empty their pockets, remove their shoes, and or remove their jackets.
Doesn't sound like you're allowed to go.
Yeah, right. You know what? Because I'm like, okay, where is it? What are they allowed to do? And it's like, student empty their pockets, remove shoes or jackets. Okay, I think we can all agree that that's fair. Once you start going inside the bra and giving that titty a nice, I think at that point we've crossed the line, right? Parents should be called. Do you mind if I jiggle your 12-year-old's titties? Quick?
Again, I can't believe school officials would go that far. I remember a couple situations being apprehended by police officers, and there being females with us, and them assigning female cops to search the chicks.
Absolutely.
So even the cops are doing that. So I just can't believe school officials that dumb. I don't know. We read stories all the time where school officials are really, really dumb.
Yeah, well, I think that is important to the story, though, because if you've got, like you're saying, women doing this and they're gloved up, or whatever, and they dig around a little bit.
Well, it sounds like that's even, yes, it would be better if it was a gloved up woman,
right?
Heterosexual woman, but even that, like, it sounds like they're beyond policy if they're doing that sort of thing. And why?
I hyper and giddy.
I understand you want to, prohibit the distribution of any contraband. You want to make sure there's not weapons, and that's why they have that rule.
Drugs.
And you want to make sure, like, in an emergency situation, you can do something about it and not totally wait for the cops. If you're going to go that far, going down panties and under bras, and come on.
Yeah.
Why are you wait for the cops?
Can you imagine if your kid came home from school and was like, yeah, they went in my bra and my pants? You'd be like,
Mrs. So-and-so.
What? So the board members said the district has an obligation to ensure the health and well-being of students, which may include physical and medical evaluation. The administrators who work in the middle school every day are trained to monitor and evaluate students and recognize behavior that is out of character. You're not trained to do that. You just recognize it. We're all trained. You didn't go to class and be like, okay, if you see a kid that's normally sitting there looking straight ahead and stone-faced, if he gets a little giggly at lunch, fondle his balls. See what's going on there. He might have contraband on him. I'm a trained professional.
Gotta queeg him, dude.
Yeah. Captain Queeg, a student. These on-the-spot decisions are made to ensure the students' health and well-being remain a priority, which is why students are evaluated immediately. We get in and jiggle them titties as fast as we can. We'll jiggle. We're not afraid to get in there and finger a butthole or jiggle a cock and ball either.
Cock and balls.
Cock and balls. It just so happened that the hyper giddy ones on this particular day were the girls. So we've got our hands nice and firmly in on them titties and as you were, madam, as you were, get out of here.
I wonder where the truth really is, where they fondled to that extent, or is this
probably somewhere in between?
Probably.
Yeah.
Hey, our good friends at Zott Ford and Holly are excited to offer their interest rate amnesty program for a short time. If the interest rate or payment on your current vehicle is too high, Zott Ford will help you solve that problem. Process is easy. Hop in your current turd mobile, head to Zott Ford and Holly, pick a shiny new or pre-owned whip, choose your new payment option, and start enjoying your fresh new ride today. Bottom line is that Zott Ford wants to lower your payment.
This story I was on the fence about even doing, because I know before I even get through a second of it, you guys are both gonna call bullshit on the story, and it's see how fast you can make it. It's the
bullshit.
The story of the St. Louis police officers, 2 guys and a girl, and the guy and the girl apparently played Russian roulette with their gun, and she was fatally shot in the chest. Yeah. And I can't believe they've come out with that statement to sell to us.
I mean, you got to say something, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is genius. If you're looking to just okay.
No, don't you just say it at discharge? Why would you come up with the Russian roulette aspect of it? So, all right. So what you're saying is back up. You're saying that she was fatally shot on purpose. One of these guys.
I don't know what happened, but
the story being portrayed is that, just playing a game of Russian roulette as cops do when they're off duty.
Yeah.
What?
So you have one officer off duty, her, 24 years old. Her name is Alix something, plenty hot, 24 years old, Katlyn Alix.
I don't want to get hung up on the plenty hot comment. But I feel the need to tap the brakes here.
Well, I feel the need to at least get the facts out there that this is not just look at her defense cannot be applied here necessarily. That's all. And she's not smoking hot or anything like that.
She's not a fat tub of goo. It doesn't appear.
No. So you got 29-year-old cops, 2 males that are partners. Now, they end up at 1 a.m. Alix is off duty, the girl, and Hendren is an officer, Nathaniel Hendren. And you've got the other cop What was his name? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Hendren is the main one. So Officer Hendren, for some reason, goes to his apartment and has Officer Alix, the off-duty cop, meet them there sometime around 12:30 or 12:45 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
They're supposed to be patrolling another neighborhood, not anywhere near this. So these 3 are together in this apartment when, as cops are known to do, he empties 6 bullets out of the chamber of his gun, not his service revolver, but still a gun that he had, and puts 1 bullet in, gives it a spin.
Hey guys, how about a rousing game of Russian roulette?
He takes the gun, fires not at anybody, but at the wall. Click, nothing happens.
Wall wins.
Yeah. She takes the gun and then shoots at him. Click. So at this point, you haven't wised up enough to say, the odds are more likely that it's going to be the next pull than it would be it's probably greater odds that it's going to happen in the first 3 than it is the 6th one pull, right?
No. It's equal odds, 1 in 6.
Right, but as it gets further down the line,
you're eliminating clean pulls.
Yes. So
now you have a 1 in 3 chance.
Right. And so what do you know? He takes the gun from her then and does his round and shoots her in the chest. T-Ray goes, of course the chick lost. Can't even play Russian roulette good.
Dude, well, if you're really playing Russian roulette, for one, isn't Russian roulette bullet to the head? You don't shoot
typically,
it's
a great pointy. Yes.
I was surprised to hear it was a shot to the chest.
And if I was going to do Russian roulette with somebody, I'm fucking making it be bullet to my own head, because if they lose, then I can be like, look at dude, they pulled the trigger. I mean, I didn't kill them.
Jesus has thought this through.
He has, yeah. So what you're saying is to have, if you're going explicitly by the rules in the handbook of Russian roulette.
Right.
Yeah, we read the Uno rules the other day. Jesus, bing it. Rules of Russian roulette.
Russian roulette. I believe he's right that the gun is to be put to the head and you pull your own trigger. and then you hand.
That's how I always heard of it.
That's the only way I've ever played it.
This is bullshit.
So why are you pulling my trigger?
What's actually happening here, Mike? What do you think?
Here's the difference between voluntary manslaughter and murder one. Murder one is a lifetime in prison. Voluntary manslaughter is 3 to 10.
I understand that. My question is, what really happened here? Why is she there at midnight? Why did she get shot?
Right. That's what I want to know too. Was there? My guess is there was some sort of sexual shit going on between someone.
It's a decent guess,
right? Alcohol could have been involved. I don't know that, and I'm sure we'll learn more. But selling us that story that these guys are out of their jurisdiction at his apartment, she's coming over at 1 a.m. to play Russian roulette doesn't fucking sound plausible in the least.
Yeah.
In the least. So I don't know if she was like, you tiny dick motherfuckers, I'm telling everybody that we've been having 3-ways and shit. And your wife's going to find out. And they're like, all right, you shoot her. And dude, you're going to have to do 3 to 10, but only one of us can do it. Flip the coin. Man. Henderson loses, pulls the trigger, kills her.
Man, even that, though, seems so short-sighted and shitty. Like, you'd think...
What do you do if you got to take her out?
Too dirty. You'd think they'd be able to pull something off better than that. Get her out of the apartment,
Yeah.
Gag her. Throw her in the back of a Dodge Neon. I don't know.
Start ruining her credibility. You could think you could just have a campaign to publicly ruin her credibility.
They tied my hands and put a gag in my mouth.
Right?
Yeah.
Start with that.
One of them shot me in the chest.
I screamed, but nobody heard me.
I mean, I might sit on
They
her.
put me down in the floor, and then one of them sat on me.
What if she's got a dog there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you take her dog too?
Tessa? Was it Tessa?
Yeah. Throw her in a trunk and your little dog too.
It's 2001 Neon.
Oh.
And I don't even want to speculate if you're gagged what the worst part of that thing would have been. But if they even thought of dirt facing this poor woman before doing the deed.
Well, the dirt face, of course, was real scary.
I bet it was.
You know what I mean? Like, if that's the play, they're just, I'm going to get rid of this chick because she's going to squeal on me or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You just shoot her with your own gun in your apartment and then claim Russian. I don't know, man.
And then apparently the other cop,
short-sighted.
The other cop who was this guy's partner was like, after they started to play Russian roulette, was like, I'm out of here, guys. I can't believe you're doing this. I mean, we're police officers. That's a quote. I'm like, it seems like a weird quote to make instead of like, what are you guys fucking retarded?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Give me that gun.
Jesus Christ, Bill.
Give me that gun.
Henderson on the couch. Alex on the couch. Shit, give me that gun. You guys are assholes. You're going to shoot someone.
Yeah.
How do we explain this?
It's a weird one.
He was leaving. Apparently he was like, I can't bear witness. And as soon as he got to the door, boom, here's the bullet. Officer Alex is laying on the ground, and then they call 911. Oh, officer down. Yeah, you shot her.
Yeah.
And so the media gets to the hospital, and they see the police SUV there, and they're like, what happened? Why is the back window all blowed out? Henderson apparently got there and was just like, oh, wait. Boom, and headbutted it and shattered it. Yeah, so he was... It's like, dude, you fucking won the game of Russian roulette. What are you pissed off about?
Yeah, really.
You know what I mean? So we shouldn't be playing with guns. We're police officers.
Well put.
Yeah. So anyway,
we'll see what develops out of that one. To the Astronom file,
the attorney general, circuit attorney there said she would hold people accountable who violate Missouri law, regardless of their profession, public status, or station in life. We know that the press and the public want to understand what happened. So do we. But for now, we wait and we wonder and we weep. We ask the media and the public respect the privacy of this young officer's family, friends, and coworkers as they mourn. No, that's not going to happen. No. This story is so retarded.
Yeah.
As soon as you said Russian roulette, no, you're not going to get the privacy that you were hoping for. We should, before we get to a couple emails, Jay, we should probably mention the NHL All-Star game.
Yeah.
Did you guys see any of it? Watch any of it?
Just replay or highlights. Yeah.
I saw some of the skill stuff. It's pretty cool that the female that skated.
Brianna, what was her name?
I knew you were going to ask
Brianna
that.
Decker. She won the skills. The passing competition.
Well, there was one that was in the speed one where they do a lap, fastest lap. And,
I didn't see a chick in that.
Yeah, the guy I think played for the Avalanche and was like, "Hey, Nate Cole wonders what so and so would think about taking his spot in the speed competition," and she was like, "Hell yeah!" So she went out there, and the guys are watching. This bitch is blazing around that arena, man. She came in like 8th place or something.
Okay.
Of the guys, and
Kendall Cone.
Kendall Cone, yes, thank you. She was like, you have video of her? See if you can find video of her skating around. But so the winner came in at like 13.8 seconds in a lap, and I think hers was like a second slower, like 14 and change. But pretty impressive, man.
Brianna Decker, the chick I mentioned, she won the passing competition. Like she wasn't shown on TV as the winner, but she won it by 3 seconds.
Really?
Yeah, she beat the guy who got first place.
No kidding. And that's the one where it was like
you have to hit certain
tiny little net, and then they got the bricks out there that light up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the skill those guys have. It's remarkable to see.
Surgeons.
Yeah, they really are. But yeah, if you've got video of her, we can take a look at it. If not, no big deal. But we're really interested more in the names going above the players' heads digitally,
right?
And
their speed, etc.
Did you see how they did that?
No,
I saw
didn't.
a video on this, and apparently they've got tiny microchips in the pucks, and they said there was extensive testing done to make sure that there was absolutely no difference
in the feel,
the play, the speed, anything. And then each player has a little microchip that's planted into their shoulder pad.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they're skating, it's registering their speed and all that kind of stuff. There you go. You want to see the quick video here?
Yeah.
Of her going around. Yeah, she's fast.
Yes, she is.
She's coaxing. Yeah, here I go. I'm going to beat all these guys. Take
Holy
this, guys.
shit, man.
Yeah, right? Woo. 14.3. I think 13.8 or 13.3 won it.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
She's just a wee too. She's like 5'2" or something. But yeah, what is her miles an hour? They've got it up there. Let me see that. 21, 22 miles an hour.
Yeah, 23,
24.
22.
Dude, she's going 21 around the turn.
22 miles.
Jesus, man. So do you have the glow puck? I think I'm most interested in. There were a lot of people that sent out they were tweeting out the
Old
clip
school.
of the guys in warm-ups. So that, and you got all the guys skating around and, just shooting, and they've got their names all digitally up there, and it looks like a fucking mess.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
It's just all busy and shit. People are like, no, don't do that again. No. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but there, E. Look at this. People are like, no, we don't like this.
Yeah.
You
It's
can
confusing.
see that would be a bit much.
Look at him go. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Big banners above every player.
Mm-hmm.
But you get I give him credit for trying this shit. Not that could go anywhere. That mess of it, but you get a sense of you see how it could work with 1 or 2 players.
Yeah. I think it's cool because as I thought about it, it was like, this is kind of brilliant, like the Gillette ad that pegged all men as fucking sexist assholes, because you just got free advertising out the ass as everyone's outraged. And this, like, I wouldn't have given a shit less about the 2019 NHL All-Star game.
Yeah.
Couldn't care less. But it was like, I'll watch some of this stuff.
See how that plays out.
Yeah. So I think it's a brilliant move by them. Do we have the glow puck? Because that was the one that was mocked without mercy. And I think there was one team this year, the LA Kings. They did like a throwback 90s retro game earlier this season with the glow puck.
Yeah.
But I think they only used it for replays and stuff, so they didn't use it during live action. But that's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, I'm interested to see this, see if it's new and improved.
At least in this example, I didn't think it was that good, but
it doesn't glow. You see how it trails there?
Oh yeah. Huh. Yeah, it's got a trailer.
And they have apparently, you can let it go. They've got other video. They've got other angles and stuff.
I guess that's kind of neat to see the deflection. The pass comes in and then you see it come off the guy's stick toward the goal.
So if it's like a one-timer, if a guy passes it across the ice, the line will follow that puck, and you'll kind of get the V of the one-timer.
But I don't need to see the guy dragging it up the ice to begin the play.
That was just a small clip.
Oh, I saw more montages where they had several plays.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. That was just where the website I had a clip of it. I thought,
okay,
again,
good enough.
We have less than what would be preferred.
Do you think that would bother you if you were watching an NHL game to have that?
No, especially not in highlights. Like highlights, we need to see that.
So if they did it
that
only
trailer, I wouldn't want that just black trailer the whole time.
Yeah, I feel like I would watch that too much, like the trail instead of following the play exactly. I don't know. I do like the idea though for replays.
That's
Like,
what I mean when I said highlights. Yeah, replays.
All replays doing that is kind of cool. I was watching some of Tiger Woods, golfing out at Torrey Pines this weekend, and you're right. That really is badass to see live per shot
the fade and
trajectory.
The draw, yeah.
It really is cool. But it's that was so needed because you just lose the ball as soon as it leaves his club head.
That was the dumbest thing. That you'd be watching golf as a kid and whack. And then everybody in front of the TV is just acting like they see this ball or have some context to it. No, you don't.
Screaming, get in the hole as this thing shanks 20 yards into the woods.
You're waiting for the goddamn thing to bounce.
Yeah.
And then the fade out shot so you can get some. Oh, okay. Now he's like 200 from the pin. Got it.
Yeah.
No,
so that works when you see it. It's
definitely.
like, oh no, it's fading right. Oh no, it's hooking. Oh no. But yeah, hockey, it'd be cool seeing it that other way. But in replays and stuff. Which is probably what they'll lean towards. And then the Lightning forward, he had a goal. Steven Stamkos. Did you see Stamkos' goal? Did you see this?
I didn't watch it, but I saw it. I mean,
I don't even know how you describe it. It goes between his own legs backwards.
Okay, where they have this is actually after the actual shot already because it was just happened so fast. So
good call. I saw
this is the replay.
There's two replays. But
how about staying with that? Look, he's falling down. And he's able to get it past.
And then the other view is really good.
Somehow. I like the dish by Tavares there because he had a little bit of a mini breakaway and he got caught by three guys, but
dude, that's
strong on the puck and made a nice no-looker.
I love
it. Talented.
The control these guys have. It reminds me of that Michigan, college game where the kid flipped that puck onto his blade and then threw it around the goalie's head. I mean, just incredible control that these dudes have. So anyway, does anyone care who won? The Metropolitan Division won. So.
I don't even know the two teams. Was it Atlantic and Metropolitan?
Yeah, the Atlantic and also let's see, there were two games I believe. It's like the Metropolitans beat them and then took on the such and such in the final. I'm like, okay, I'm out. I don't know what any of that means.
No, it is to the point where the skills competitions are more interesting
by far,
and that's
not even
same.
Close.
It's the same with Pro Bowl. I said, I got stuck watching some of the quarterback stuff, and that was pretty cool.
The quarterback one, by the way, really quick,
dude. They weren't as good as I would have thought. How about that fade pattern out in the corner of the end zone? Hit the four. The 4. Dudes. It's like a 5-foot target in the corner of
looks like a trampoline.
Yeah.
Sitting out there.
And these guys smartly are going for this thing because you can get 4 points. The 5 was way harder than the 4.
And it would drop in weird
so it's
spots.
Like, all right, don't even go for the 5. Although,
and the 1 looked hard. It's on a spinning wheel. It's 10, 15 yards away, but it's on a spinning wheel.
The 4 was it. Dude. Everybody go for the 4. And like 50% of the guys just didn't get a 4.
Dude.
How?
I don't.
You're an NFL quarterback.
Here's what I was thinking.
No one rushing you.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'll give you the first miss as you're trying to judge the feel of the. You get one miss, and then it's like, as an NFL quarterback, you should dot that thing dead center after that.
I lost respect for a lot of those guys.
I know.
Like, are you freaking kidding me? And then you see Adam Thielen. Is that his name?
Thielen, yeah. Drops an 11 out there.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Wide receiver for the Vikings.
Yeah, did better than some of the quarterbacks. And I'm watching this too, and it's like you get a better sense of like we were mentioning sports science last week a little bit, where it's like, this player is going at this speed and covering this many yards. He can catch a ball and blah, blah. They'll break down all this scientific shit based on the numbers of covered yards. But one of them they did was Calvin Johnson. And they were talking about with his size, when he's doing a fucking cross, when he's at crossing route, Matt Stafford, at this point, the wingspan and the speed he's traveling, he covers as much ground as a full-size 2-car garage.
So all Stafford has to do is put it in the direction of a garage.
Get it within a fucking 2-car garage window, and he can adjust his speed and everything, and it makes it look like.
That's what I was thinking as I'm watching these guys miss this 4. I'm like, but every receiver would have gone and got that,
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, you are going, dude, it's 5 feet wide. Am I wrong on that? 5 feet wide?
I thought I would have said wider. Honestly, I would have said 8 feet wide.
Yeah,
it was
5 to
big.
8 feet wide in each of the corners of the end zone. Like, dudes.
And the key is they're stationary. So like the 3 target is on a track and it's going across the middle.
Yeah,
and it's a smaller target.
Miss that one.
And it's like, you really gotta pinpoint that. But dude, that one is like a massive trampoline in the corners. And it's like, okay, just throw it. They're hitting the fucking guy wires up above. And I don't know, man.
Andrew Luck looked awful.
Awful.
Wilson looked great. Russell Wilson.
Who sucked last year at it. He got like 2 last year.
Okay.
So this year he came back and was like, okay, I can't look like a dick this year again.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, it's fun to watch though. That stuff is fun to watch.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to write in the show, send us your thoughts to email at DetroitCast.com, and we'll just hit real quick. In Wolfie's honor, since he made us a beautiful table, brought it over.
Yeah.
I'll read one of Wolfie's here that he sent in concerning midgets. The midget carry that we referenced a couple weeks ago. Grabbing a midget.
Just steal one
and just run
a block with them or something.
Bonjour, lovers, says Wolfie. You were wondering if anyone has ever scooped up a fidget and ran away with it. Let me tell you something that most people do not know. Fidgets are really, really dense.
Really? So they really...
There's lots of meat packed in there if you think about it. You know, like picture their little sausage fingers. Have you ever seen a skinny midget?
Not like Tommy Lee skinny midget. At all. No, that's a good point. They really are just kind of squished.
Dense in the way of weight, not intellect, says Wolfie. He wants to make sure we understand that. There's something about their makeup that causes them to carry weight in a small package. I've told you in the past about the sexy midget my roommate was banging. I used to pick her up and found that she was incredibly dense, like a big bag of wet concrete.
Wow.
This little hottie was not fat at all. So when I picked her up for the first time, I was astounded at the difficulty I had. This density issue is the exact same for people with Down syndrome. They too are incredibly dense. Yes, intellectually, but also in their weight. We used to babysit a little girl who had Down syndrome, and I discovered this to be true. Anyway, if one were to try to scoop up a fidget and run away, be prepared for a good workout. See, that's great advice from Wolfie.
Yeah, you know, the last thing you want to do is like blow your back out.
My God. Tear an Achilles.
Use your knees is basically, you're going to have to get
Lift
down.
with the legs, gentlemen.
Lift
with the legs.
Boy, that's fascinating, man. It makes sense that they're just...
They do look dense.
Now that you mentioned it, it's like a little bowling ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Little tree trunks.
Yeah. Wow. I want to know more about this friend of yours that was banging her too. I'm like
dude, that goes back a couple of years. He wrote in about that.
I know, but I'm like wondering because I would have questions like, dude, can you hit bottom faster? You know,
he may have answered all these questions. I'll look back in my email.
The email was pretty explicit.
It was.
Was it? I want to know what handfuls of titties is like. If it's normal, like
there's a lot of detail.
Okay, yeah. Great. Let's refresh that because I've forgotten and I'd really like to know because if you can hit bottom really easy.
You know what we should do, and whether we do it in members area or on the show, we should go back to and pull some best of emails, you know?
Yeah, sure.
And just revisit some of those because, man, we've had some fucking shirtless runner guy.
Dude, no. Fidget arm complete with pictures. Fidget arm complete with pictures to prove that he was not lying is the greatest fucking detective work because that little fidget knew like the game was get a picture. And so she's fucking able to sniff that shit out to be able to capture in clarity.
Yeah.
Some of the photos.
It was well done.
It was very well done. Yeah.
We'll save the rest for tomorrow.
Very good. Let's get out of here.
Prepare for Snowmageddon.
Yeah, there you go. So we're at almost $13,000 on the GoFundMe. So
huge thank you to everyone. By the way, you know, I don't think we say that enough. It's just it's unbelievable the support we get, and we really appreciate it.
It really is, and it was kind of a specialty thing that we wanted to do, and we fully understood that it wasn't quite the fucking violins playing. You know, need to keep the lights on here. Sort of GoFundMe. So it was a little different, and we are very, very thankful to everybody. We didn't expect everybody to do it. We don't have any ill will or feelings towards anybody that can't. We knew that was going to be tough, but thank you to everybody that did, and all of you, the support you give us all the time anyways. I mean, you do it in other ways. So thank you for that. But if you want to get in last minute for the drawing, we do have 2 Darren McCarty autographed jerseys. These are beautiful Red Wings jerseys. And, you know, we'll announce the winner of those. We'll draw 2 names. So for any donation amount, we're throwing everyone's name in a hat. We'll draw one of those in the next, either tomorrow or the next day or something. And hopefully one of you guys, well, we know 2 of you will get them. So with that, we'll call it a day. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening, and as always, thank you, Detroit.